Hey guys, I'm Lance. Are you tired of being short? Why does no one seem to understand when you tell them that your height depresses you? Why do people tell you to accept your height and just get on with life? Are you sick of trying to grow taller and not get anywhere? Now, it doesn't matter whether you're male or female, there is that much information out there, it's easy to get overwhelmed and paralyzed into inaction. There are just so many things you need to consider. What stretches should you do? What should you eat? Are you too old to grow? How can you fit it all around your busy lifestyle and schedule? In reality, for most people, growing taller is that reoccurring nightmare that never gets solved and stresses you out that much that you actually feel worse for even looking for a solution to grow taller in the first place. I completely understand what it feels like to be short and pissed off about it. I can honestly say that 8 years ago, I was in the exact same position as you. I'm going to reveal to you one secret that's stopping you from growing taller. I just want to also remind you that this video won't be online very long, so make sure you watch it to the end while you get a chance. I also want to share with you two things that you could be doing right now to start off your growth spurt. But just before I do, I wanted to begin with a short but true story. When I was 18 years old, I was 5'8", which is about 173 centimeters to you Eastern folk. At the time, it was my dream to become a wrestler in the WWE. My wrestling idol was a powerhouse in the industry called Goldberg. He was my hero and I wanted to be just like him. Unfortunately, there was one huge problem. Goldberg was 6'3" and I was a measly 5'8". I would never get noticed or even achieve anything close to Goldberg's success at this height. There had to be some way I could cure my short stature. Now, I'm sure there's people out there who think that 5'8" is a good height and I was just being greedy, but it was my dream to be just like my hero. I wasn't being ungrateful, I just wanted to achieve my goal. I'm sure you can relate to that. To be honest, until I realised my dream, my height never bothered me. But from watching the fans' reactions to a 6'3" powerhouse compared with the shorter wrestlers, I knew I wanted the kind of fame and success of the taller wrestler rather than the shorter ones. It was quite bizarre really, but the shorter guys were actually more skilled than the taller ones. However, just the presence of a taller wrestler was electrifying. They were so much more intimidating and powerful. They dominated opponents and were treated like kings by the fans. Hulk Hogan, the most famous wrestler of all time, was actually terrible at wrestling, but due to his huge presence and height of 6'8", he managed to become the most popular wrestler ever. The last thing I wanted was to be some washed up 5'8" guy amongst all the giants in the wrestling world. And I would not settle for anything less, so I decided to look for some solutions. If you're anything like me, then you probably started looking for solutions on the internet within the privacy of being in your own home. To be perfectly honest, I was quite secretive about the whole height thing at first. I didn't want people thinking I was insecure about it. Does that sound familiar? The amount of information I found was overwhelming. There were websites offering pills, shoe insoles, growth hormone boosters, creams, the list goes on. With all this information, I actually felt stressed out to the point where I kinda wished I'd never started looking. Who or what product was I to trust? And even with their success stories, how could I be sure that this was going to work for me? So I made a decision. I had to do something, so with a burning desire in my stomach to achieve this height, I thought I would just try one program at a time. I would try each product or program out for a few months and see what would work for me. It was a bit of a long way to do, but I had to start now as I was worried that if I didn't start sooner, then I could potentially lose the chance of growing. The most frustrating thing is not knowing what grow taller program to do. You don't want to waste your precious time on a program that's not working, especially as you want to also take advantage of the fact that you're at your youngest today. If I wasted time on a program that didn't work, then I could be missing out on growing at a peak time. I wasn't sure when my peak age would be to grow, but I did know that I had to take action right then. So there's no time like the present. We're not getting any younger. This is a valuable slot that you need to use with the correct proven program. Taking action is the most important step to growing taller. So I tried some height products available, and when I saw little or no results until one day I stumbled upon some secret research. The research was just a photocopy of a doctor's system. On the paper was a secret formula for helping participants to grow taller. I spoke to the doctor in a height forum and he said that few people knew about him and his research. He told me that his success rate with the program was 100%. So with nothing to lose, I quickly implemented the program into my life. And in no less than 90 days, I grew from 5'8" to a whopping 6'2". I couldn't believe it, it was like magic. 90 days earlier, I was short, but now I was tall. I was actually tall for the first time in my life. So, how did I do it? Do you want to know the real truth about growing taller?